My name is Paul Struthers. I am I have, like Mark, a very long title, the EVP and General Manager, Medium Segment Cloud Connected Solutions, also doing Canada as I transition out of that role. So it does not fit on a business card, but I'm very proud to be doing this role. It's something that I'm very, very excited about. Before I took this role, I had the honor of being the MD for Sage Canada. And I have been since October transitioning into this new role, so it's great to see through all these bright lights here, some very familiar faces. So I'm looking forward to talking to all the partners that I know. Thank you very much. That's what I was looking for. It's going to be just this slide for 20 minutes. You'll love it. It's a great slide. So I look forward to meeting some new partners we've been engaging with, the whole ecosystem of ISVs, et cetera. So thank you so much for coming out and looking forward to the events ahead of us. So I want to cover a few things today, and I'm going to let the rest of the team go into the details. So those of you that know me know I'm from Canada, from the Toronto area. So if you have a presentation from a Canadian, you're not escaping with a few hockey references. So this is going to be the first hockey reference. Now, how many Canadians in the house? All right. Now, does anybody know what this picture is from? Yeah, this is the 10th anniversary, Vancouver, 2010 Winter Olympics. This young man, Sidney Crosby, scores what we call, affectionately in Canada, the golden goal to beat, I'm sorry to all my American cousins and friends, to beat the US in overtime 3-2, and it was a massive celebration. So this is him celebrating right after scoring the goal. Now, why do I show this picture, beyond being a Canadian hockey crazy nut, is I use this a lot, and we use this a lot as a team, and a lot of the partners I've worked with in Canada will have seen this reference before, for aligning our mission. And we were all about going for gold. And what does going for gold mean? The best experience we can give to our customers, the best experience we can give to our partners, the best approach to the market, the best experience for our colleagues, and the best innovation we can drive. And thanks to all of our partners, I'm happy to say Canada was lucky enough to be one of the strongest growth regions at Sage for several years because of all of you in this room and those that aren't with us today back at the business. So thank you, and more importantly, we will, in Medium Segment, I don't want to say the whole name again, so I'll just say Medium Segment Cloud Connected, we'll be taking this same approach to Medium Segment. We want to bring a passion for winning, a passion for our customers and partners, and we're going to have a heck of a lot of fun along the way doing it. I wanted to, this is not a huge org chart, but just reinforce what was said earlier by Lee and Mark and Steve, is that as we go to market, yeah, we do have 2 medium segments right now, but that's just for some internal alignment purposes that we talked about. We're really approaching the market as one, and my team and Mark's team, we are working extremely closely together, bring to market one unified view. You saw the verticalization. That's one of the key ways that we do that. I mean, I think I'm talking to Mark and his team more than my own family these days. Is that not true, Mark? So yeah, we're very joined at the hip in building the strategy together. So I just wanted to reinforce that this is the way that we are approaching things here at Sage. But I also wanted to talk about the Medium Segment Cloud Connected organization. Now, some of you may know Nick Good, who is the EVP of X3 for the last year or so, and has been around the Sage for about a decade, doing various roles, leading product for us globally. And Mark Fairbrother, who was our head of R&D. Both of them have had, coincidentally, a very unique opportunity to go join some startups over in the UK, which at their points in their careers is kind of an opportunity that was too big for them to refuse. So they made a great contribution to Sage. We're going to miss them dearly and wish them great luck. But one thing in business that's constant is change. And we have a great set of leaders where we believe in succession planning. So a great set of leaders that are taking the baton and going to take us to new heights of growth here at Sage X3. So on here is not with us today is Oliver Herzig. He's our head of product for the Sage 100, 200, and 300 franchises, which I won't get into because we're not here today to talk about that. And then we have Rob Sinfield, who's head of product for X3 globally, and Gaël Bourvin. Did I get that okay? All right, very français. Who's heading up R&D, taking Mark's place. So you're going to hear from Robin and Gaël after me, and we're in excellent hands with this leadership. So I just wanted to make sure everyone's clear on who's who and how we're moving forward. So Lee talked a little bit about this in his session, but I wanted to reinforce a couple of things. And why I wanted to go through these stats is because this is done with all of you in the room. And again, by proxy, I cover all the people who aren't here in the room with us today. 230,000, we'll round up to 250, but 230,000 customers globally are with Sage, be it what we call BMS, Sage 100, 200, 300, and X3. That's a massive amount of customers that we've grown together. 45% of those are now cloud connected, and that number is accelerating every month and every quarter. So 45% of those are sitting on the subscription version, are able to take advantage of cloud connected services like bank feeds, et cetera, and are starting to participate more and more in our Sage Business Cloud. And in the medium segment cloud connected, you heard 40% of our business is driven through partners, 60% of medium in totality. In this portion of medium, it's 75% that's driven through all of you. That's a massive number, and obviously you're part of the family and core to our success. You have been in the past, but I like looking forward. Rear view mirrors are nice when you're driving, but in business, I like to be looking forward. And that $15 billion number is what's really exciting. So the total addressable market for us, according to IDC, in the medium segment, defined from about 50 to 2,000 employees across the core regions where Sage plays, is $15 billion. That's a massive opportunity for everyone to partake in. Now, how does that $15 billion break down? As such, so the total addressable market you see there. Now, you'll see the one bar. We know the services sector is a huge vertical for us at about $5.1 billion. Now, if you add up, so this here across discrete manufacturing, process manufacturing, we heard from everyone what the opportunity is in the manufacturing sector. That is a $7 billion opportunity in manufacturing alone across those two subverticals. In distribution, it's $3 billion. That's a $10 billion TAM where X3 is an extremely strong product to serve customers in those markets. I think that's plenty of business to go around. I think that gives us plenty of market opportunity for all of you to grow and for us to add those next 230,000 plus customers to our roster, to the Sage family. Even more interesting is the public cloud growth trajectory that's having in this market. So I hear a lot, and as I've been taking on this new role, and from my experience being in the market in Canada, the manufacturing distribution not really being cloud adoptive, et cetera. Now, they might be a little slower to adopt the cloud than some of the other verticals we see, like in services, but they are going there. So you see that the trajectory here growing to $4.5 billion in cloud growth. The CAGR in North America and UK is over 15%. When you add in the other markets that we serve, they're at about 25%. So they're going, and we're going to take them there with us. So a lot of what you'll hear about from Rob and the breakout session myself now, we have a massive opportunity in manufacturing distribution with the X3 product, with all of you, because you're 3/4 of how we get there. But we have to be helping our customers. They're increasingly looking for cloud options. Those in the X3 world may vary. It could be the multi-tenant SaaS version you're selling them, or it could be the partner cloud hosting that Lee touched on and Rob will touch on more deeply. There's a breakout after this on it. They need more flexibility. It could be hybrid deployments, but they're looking for more and more cloud options in the way that they consume the solutions that are going to solve the problems in their business, and we're here to deliver those for them. Now, going even a little more deeply, just to show that we have having this proven success together, if you look across the whole cloud connected franchise, Sage 100, 200, 300, and X3, but 42% of our customer base is sitting in manufacturing distribution already today. So there's really no question we can be successful there. That number jumps to 70% when you look at just Sage X3. So across those verticals I mentioned, where the TAM is, we have close to 70% of our customers are already sitting in those verticals. So you found a way to be successful there. We know we can do it, and now we're just going to grow and keep growing and take an opportunity of that TAM that's out there. And how we do that, I wanted to reinforce what I thought Mark did a brilliant job of discussing today, and so did Lee and Steve in the panel. We win by being exceptionally focused. So manufacturing, that's great to say, but that's a pretty massive vertical. You saw the TAM there. It's a big word to describe a lot of sub-verticals. You've got food and beverage, chemical, pharmaceuticals, you name it, agriculture. There's all kinds of different kinds of manufacturing. When we really zone in on those sub-verticals where we can win, I was talking at the break with one of our partners who's really zoning in on sub-verticals within food and beverage. There's things as discrete as, food flavoring and all kinds of different things you need to do. We picked those verticals where we can win. We picked them together with you. We align all of our efforts. We put all that wood behind those arrows, and we know that we can win. Our win rates go up 40, 50, 60, 70% when we do that. A great example, and this is coming from a Canadian, of a sub-vertical focus I can mention would be cannabis. I know, I have to say it. They're public companies. They're actual real businesses. I swear they are. It's not a bunch of guys in Canada in their basements, selling stuff. They're big, large businesses. We joined up with a partner who had the vision to see the opportunity in that vertical, and took X3, which they saw as such a strong product, added on top of X3 the capability to really be specific for what the cannabis market needed to hear. what seed to sale processes they needed, et cetera. And they built that into the product, they built that in their go-to-market, and then we joined up with them and did the same thing and built our teams and go-to-market around it. And we locked up pretty much the entire market in Canada for the cannabis industry. And when we're talking about going up against Microsoft, SAP, NetSuite, all comers came and we were beating them because we were speaking their language, but a solution that could back it up. And they knew that we had their backs as we would go into these opportunities. And that's what we want to do a lot more of with all of you, because we know we can win when we do that. So where are we investing to help you in those areas? We're investing in the cloud modernization. Lee touched on it earlier this morning. We're going to continue to make sure that our product has the best user design, has the best flexibility for you, because we know that this is a more configurable type of the market that need more complex solutions. We're going to make sure that the way it can be deployed in the cloud is very flexible for all of you. There's some super exciting work continuing there. It's been happening for a while, and you'll see some of it while you're here with us this week. Partner Cloud Hosted, again, it was touched on earlier this morning, but we're going to invest in all of you. So the good news in Partner Cloud Hosted is the way that we believe we can win these verticals is partnering with all of you, putting some more framework and capabilities around Partner Cloud Hosting, sharing some of the cloud tooling and capabilities that we've been building with all of you, partnerships we have with the likes of AWS, so that you can go out and really deliver the best possible solution for your customer in the cloud, run by yourselves. It's a program we're very excited about, that we've been baking for a while now. Rob will touch on it a bit more. I believe during this session, we'd like people to get signed up to the program, start to sort of beta it with us, for lack of a better term, and start to kind of roll with that as a really great way. When you combine that with the sub-vertical focus in the core markets where we play, with our cloud capabilities put into with the partners, we have a solution where I believe we can just win like no other in this market space. And again, the vertical product investment focus. We will be investing where we can win. So the product needs to mirror where those opportunities are. We're not going to go and invest in a bunch of capability over in the verticals that are served very well by Intact, for example. We'll invest in those verticals where we think we can win. And then we're going to align all of our go-to-market around it too. We'll have industry vertical experts. Those will team up with the partner companies, and together we'll work on how do we best penetrate those markets, demand generation, et cetera. So I'm very excited about the focus that's coming from this and where we can win and grow with X3. But we're in this thing together. So how do we win together? What do we need from all of you? Focus with us in those verticals where we can be successful. Let's sit down. If we're not sitting down already, I see Nancy Texera in the crowd. I know she's always out with the partners doing planning. That's the kind of thing we need to be getting in there, getting deep on. It's like, we think these 3 or 4 verticals are where we can win. We're going to invest, you're going to invest, we're going to go after it, and we're going to kick you-know-what in the marketplace. So invest together in those verticals, and also simplify. As part of this, we have a great opportunity to really simplify the way that we go to market. Having gone through several big X3 deals myself the last couple of years, and fairly regular calls with customers in some cases, those of you who've been on those calls with me know who I'm talking about. We really want to make sure that we're making it easier for our customers to digest this solution. A lot of customers in that TAM that I showed you are relatively small employee sizes. They range from 50 to 100 to 200 employees, up to 200 to 500. That's really the sweet spot. We can go from up to the thousands, but in those areas, we have a great opportunity to really simplify how we do the services. How can they get onboarded quickly? How can we shorten sales cycles? How can we make the deployments more frictionless? And I was talking with one of the partners again at the break about this kind of thing, and it's where we really want to focus on how the partners get ingested quickly, getting the value from the solution. Then they can add on after that. But there's no reason it has to take years to deploy the solution, or a year or 2-year-long sales cycle. So we want to work very closely with on all of that. Again, Canadian hockey, you're not getting out of here with at least one more hockey reference. So I love this quote. It's been used by Steve Jobs and others. I skate to where the puck is going to be. I was never where the puck was going to be when I played hockey, so it's unfortunate. It wasn't for my lack of size and skill. I was totally in the NHL. Why are you laughing so hard, dude? That was really mean. But it's a great quote. Now, why do I love this quote? Because it's about seeing ahead and seeing where things are going, and then being there to win when that happens. So we're going to do our best and really focus on dishing off that pass to you. And then you need to be there to take the pass for us, fire it into the net, and score that golden goal. And then together, I believe we can take this business to heights that it's never gone to before. And now I need kind of a little bit of reinforcement from all of you. Are you with me on this journey? Yes, can we do it? A little louder, can we do it? All right, thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. Glad you could be here. So for those of you who don't know me, and I'm pretty sure I know everybody in here, but Rob Sinfield, I've been with Sage for about 2.5 years, and this is my 3rd partner summit, so I'm really excited about that. So 3 partner summits in less than 2.5 years. The math doesn't quite add up there, Dewey. Maybe you can help me with that one? Okay, you'll help me after class with that one. But really excited to be here. I wanted to build on what we spoke about in Seville, and then some of the things that we spoke to about in Dubai, and really show you where we're going with the product and kind of round it out. But let's just pause for a moment and allow you to take in this slide. You are going to be seeing futures. Some of the stuff that we're presenting to you is a little bit further looking than sort of the next couple of months. So I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. As we've presented at each one of these partner summits, the stuff that we're talking about is not years and years away. This is literally months away, and I want to bring you along on this journey. So if we talk about where we're investing, Paul touched on this slide, and I'm going to try and tie this back to what we've been talking about. So we've been speaking about cloud modernization for a while. Some of you have heard about this mystical project called Etna, which is an internal code name. It's not a product name, by the way. It's an internal code name. But we've been working on this for a while, and we presented it to you in Seville. We told you that this was coming. We spoke to you about it in Dubai, and we showed you some of the cool stuff that we'd be able to do with it. And I'm very happy to announce that at this very event, the father of X3, Dominic Bopp, will be running you through a detailed 2-hour lab where you will be building an industry add-on. 2 hours to build an industry add-on. Okay, I thought there would be some applause there. So we're really excited about this. This is no longer fantasy, this is reality, and we're going to be delivering it to you here. You heard Paul talk about this idea of the partner cloud hosted program, and some of you are probably wondering, well, that's kind of counterintuitive. You're investing in the cloud, but why do you want us to host? Well, it's happening in any case. We know it's happening. We know that customers are asking for this. Manufacturers and distributors have been telling us that they're not necessarily ready for public cloud solutions. They're bespoke, they're complex, they want to have customization. And I know that used to be a bad word in Sage a couple of years ago, but we openly embrace that. Our customers are different. They all want to have their unique business requirements met within the application. Now you have the expertise, the knowledge, and the know-how, and we understand the cloud. Working together, we can deliver an amazing solution that meets those customers' needs and gives them the ultimate level of choice in the marketplace, helping us to win and helping you to win. And then, of course, we've been talking about vertical product investment for a while. So let's round that out and talk about where we're going with that. So one of the things that you saw this morning was we spoke about this idea, or Steve and Lee and Mark and then Paul spoke about this idea of product centricity versus service centricity. We introduced this concept of product-centric organizations in Dubai last year and brought it to the forefront, where this is where we are going to be focusing. This is where we are focusing our development going forward. That doesn't mean to say that those of you that have built up practices that deliver capabilities into other areas won't continue to be able to do that. But from a Sage development perspective, we are going to be very prescriptive and focused in terms of where our investment is going. We also introduced this concept of the circular economy in Dubai, and I'll talk a little bit about that and why that's driving our development roadmap as we dive into the rest of this presentation. Now, ultimately, the cloud transformation is about helping our customers to the cloud and helping to deliver a new technology stack upon which we can continue to deliver X3 and exciting capabilities. But without that new technology stack and without the work that's going on there, we still have a very powerful ecosystem, and we want to deliver capabilities that enable you as our ecosystem to continue to add and extend the realms of X3 and deliver value to our customers wherever they will be. So let's take a step back and look at Sage X3 by the numbers. So as Paul mentioned, there are 230,000 customers in the medium segment. At the moment, we only make up about 7,000 of those 230,000. I'd love to be able to stand up at this event next year and say that, you know what, we're 10,000 and the year after we're 15,000. But let's be realistic, we're not quite there yet. We're building up to that. But we have grown our customer base by over 30% over the last 3 years, and that wouldn't have been possible without you, our partners. So that's a significant testament to the hard work that you've all put in. So I would suggest you give all yourselves a round of applause. But it's not enough to just be investing in the product. It's not enough to talk about how great the capabilities are. It's not enough to show you these TAM numbers. We have to get the industry to recognize the work that we've been doing. So over the last year, we've carried out over 90 different analyst briefings, and Julia's team has helped us with that immensely. Those analyst briefings are starting to lead to success. You saw in Mark's presentation that we were included for the first time ever in the Constellation Research Cloud Manufacturing ERP shortlist. And we were also included in the Panorama Top 10 list of ERPs published in the end of 2019. So we're starting to get recognition for all of the hard work that the Sage teams and you as our partners are putting in. And that wouldn't be possible without the references that you provide so that these analysts can talk to your customers and our shared customers. So we're really proud of the work that's gone in that space. But of course, partners are incredibly important to where we're going. You represent over 76% of our customer base just on Sage X3. So you are vitally important to what we're doing. And as I mentioned, this slide was presented earlier. And for me personally, this was a significant milestone within my time in Sage. Seeing this laid out on one slide, seeing the model portfolio that Lee described, this is a huge step forward for us in terms of bringing clarity and focus. We're able to now focus our development resource on where we are strong and where we're winning as well, which is really important. If you look at some of the numbers that Paul presented, over 70% of our customer base are represented by those 4 pillars over there in terms of discrete manufacturing, process manufacturing, complex and wholesale distribution. Why would we not want to play in that space? Again, that doesn't mean for those of you that have built up practices in other areas that you won't be able to continue doing that. But from a Sage perspective, all of our investments, all of our focus, all of our go-to-market activities will be around those organizations that are focused on products. Do they grow it? Do they make it? Do they move it? Do they provide aftermarket capabilities on those products? So what are the types of characteristics that we see in these companies? Where are we winning? Well, obviously they're product focused. It's at the very heart or at the core of their DNA. The other thing that we see is they tend to be multinational or complex, multi-site companies with a high level of international trade. And we have the perfect solution for them. They're also generally very highly customized or have a high level of customization and tend to be multidisciplined. They're not just a manufacturer. They make the product and they ship the product. They will sell the product through various different distribution mechanisms or distribution channels. But when you start to look at their products, this is where it gets interesting. Are the products perishable or non-perishable? Are they controlled or not controlled? Can we ship them to wherever they need to be shipped? Are they serialized or batch lot or lot tracked? But it's not just about having one of these characteristics. Most of our customers, their products tend to have multiple characteristics all combined together. They tend to be controlled, perishable, serialized, and quite often hazardous. So you get this combination of these various characteristics coming together where X3 is able to provide a unique answer to these customers' needs. So if we lay Sage X3 out this way, most of our customers don't think of our application in terms of modules. They generally don't think of their business in terms of modules or in terms of we're a manufacturer. They think about we grow something, we pull it out of the ground, we process it, we will move it, we will package it up, we will distribute it, and if it's somebody who's in discrete manufacturing, they may actually provision that asset, they may maintain that asset and continue to support that asset. Now, this is what we can do within Sage X3, this idea of multidiscipline, multinational, multilingual, the whole idea of multi. What's really important is we can't do this all on our own. And you will see on the slide, there are some of these boxes that are marked with stars or asterisks. That is actually the correct word, asterisks. And we need our partners to do this. We need our partners to help us. And this is where you are delivering significant value. Now, you heard this morning that we've relaunched our Sage Marketplace in the US, in the UK, and we're rolling that out to another number of other countries this year. Our marketplace allows us to win leveraging the power of our ecosystem. leveraging the power of our ISVs, of the partners in this room, of those people that have developed and want to sell unique IP. Now what this does is this allows us to extend the value of Sage X3 for all of you here and all of our customers. It also, of course, allows us to offer add-on capabilities, driving growth. We can upsell, cross-sell, and all of this is done through a platform which enables us to trust that the solutions are validated, vetted, and ultimately supported by Sage and our ecosystem, which again brings a huge amount of confidence for our customers and partners. But guess what? It's about focus. We will be focusing on the core that we are good at. We will be extending that where it makes sense. As you heard Lee say, sometimes we'll make it, sometimes we'll buy it, and sometimes we'll partner for it. But the way that we're going to be doing this is through an API-first approach, and this is why we've been investing significantly in a number of different API technologies. Our product investment strategy is really focused around 4 areas. At the very top, industry-focused capabilities. You're going to see us really focusing on things around manufacturing and distribution and looking to deliver new innovative modules or capabilities that will be available either on premises or in the cloud for our customers to consume going forward. That coupled with new cloud tooling, release and quality management tooling, which Gail is going to talk about shortly, will help you to understand how we're going to be supporting this aggressive release cadence that we've adopted and how we're going to bring technology to our customers going forward. Of course, we need to maintain our global footprint, and this doesn't necessarily mean Sage developing everything. We're leveraging the Sage service fabric, as you heard, to support the internationalization of Intacct. We're taking advantage of some of those capabilities within Sage X3 to support things like making tax digital in the UK. So we're leveraging all of the capabilities from within Sage. Now, we introduced this concept of our development focus in Dubai last year, where we spoke about customer and partner experiences being at the very top of everything that we do, the very forefront of what we do. But we're also looking at how we can deliver targeted horizontal and vertical capabilities that will both allow you to scale and to deliver deep functionality to our customers. That, sitting on top of these powerful frameworks supporting IoT or machine learning, integrating with Sage AI labs and other parts of Sage, are going to help us to deliver innovation like we've never seen before. And then, of course, Gail is going to take you through the new development, automation, and integration platforms that we've been developing over the last year. So before we invite Gail on stage, I just wanted to talk very quickly about what we're doing from a roadmap perspective, and you'll get a lot more detail over the next few days in each of the breakouts. We are focused very much on supporting this idea of the circular economy. It is a big driving force for manufacturers. Doesn't matter whether they're discrete or process, they're very focused on, do I need to manage and maintain my own machinery? Do I need to manage my resources better? And resources doesn't necessarily mean human resources, it means machinery, it means tooling, it means capabilities that they have, and bringing that all together in a way that makes sense. So with that, I'd like to invite my partner in crime, Gail, to come on stage and to talk a little bit more about what we're doing from a development perspective.
For those who don't know me, I'm Gail Bourven and I'm looking after product delivery for Sage X3. And in the course of the coming 10 minutes, I'd like to walk you through the main achievements for the team that year and the most innovative ideas we are delivering. You heard this morning Rob, Paul, Lee, everyone talking about we want to become a great SaaS company. And as a great SaaS company, we want to be able to release value frequently. So we had to move to a quarterly release cadence. And we are aware that upgrading has not always been easy. In case you did not notice, I'm French, so it may happen that I'm looking for my words. So upgrading has not always been easy. We know that. And that's why we focused on how to improve our release management. And we are delivering two major enhancements in that direction. First is the cumulative patching. Once you're on V12, you only need one single patch to move to the latest release. Second one is ATP, Automated Testing Platform. Basically, it detects any regression or side effect after an upgrade. And we are on our way to deliver the Delta patching. This cadence needs to be followed as well by our colleagues from customer support. So we've been helping them to ramp up on that. We are well known to be multi-legislation first-class software. So we stay compliant with all legislation we are maintaining, with that mindset, thinking in terms of framework, because frameworks are easier to deploy and easier to maintain. You told us we want more connectivity. We have delivered 85 new APIs this year, and that's only a small subset of the 800 features that were delivered since Dubai last year. Before I dig into a few amazing features, let me present you how we approach that, how we have let innovation enter into our product delivery. Yes, we have changed our technical stack, and changing a technical stack for a product delivery organization is a full revolution. But we are embracing this new technology as a positive disruption. We are trying to take the best out of it and to learn from that change. We want to learn not only new tools, but also new behaviors, new mindset, how we could improve ourselves as a global organization. We want to think quality first. This is a strong agile principle. This is now, it will become in the coming year part of our DNA as a product organization. During this technical revolution, I would say, we have looked at several new tools, and in that new set of tools that we have chosen, we looked at what could be backported to our old stack. So we could even improve how we are doing with the whole stack. Continuous delivery is just a mandatory step to be able to cope with the quarterly release cadence. We are committing more often smaller chunk of code. And predictability is really how we can work hand in hand in a trustworthy relationship with our product management. They need to rely on us when we commit to deliver, so you can rely on them when they announce a roadmap. All of this has enabled more innovation within R&D, and that's how we have been delivering the cool stuff I'm going to show now. So the most innovating parts. With Sage V12, we saw the introduction of a new responsive design. This was about delivering new experience to user and making the user experience feel modern and sharp. It also came with new tailoring capabilities. On top of this, we are now adaptive. You're using a computer, you're using a tablet, using a mobile, Sage X3 stays with you, with always even more powerful offering capabilities. This new adaptive experience enables streamlined workflows. Depending on your role, you only see the components you need on the UI. And a super powerful feature, management by exception. The UI automatically detects when there is a value out of bound unusual value so it can really reflect on the UI. This is all leveraging the Sage design system that is maintained by a central team to stay up to date with the trend in the market. With all of this, we are now a step further into the next generation of UX. But here is the meat. Sage X3 Cloud Development Platform. We use TypeScript for the language, GraphQL for the APIs, React for the UI, Cucumber for the automated testing. This is all empowered by a Node.js engine. We combine all these components together into a low-code, no-code platform that we are going to demo in 2 minutes. On this amazing platform, there are 3 patents pending. 3 patents. We are going to revolutionize the world of developing and customizing software. And I need to say that selfishly, it also unlocks the access to superstars in development. With that platform, we continue with AWS to quickly develop and deploy new capabilities. This has been super welcome by all our pilot clients. They just said the choice is so smart. And this is what I heard during the French User Club not so long ago. And last, but not least, the best piece of innovation. This is my favorite, right? And I see Lee is in the room. I want to thank you, Lee, because this was part of the innovation context you organized like last summer. This came as number 5 in voting over more than 60 ideas. This one is amazing. And it came from one thing. Just so many times in my life, I was asked by a client, but your software was not tested. Why are you delivering it? And honestly, it hurts. No, it hurts so much because I want to think quality first. And as a global organization, as a software vendor, we can spend days, weeks, months testing our software. We only can test the standard version of the software. And that's why, with this platform, we want to enable you guys to develop your own test suite to run automatically on the whole solution to be able to test it from A to Z, including the specific, including all add-ons, including the customization, even including the way the client is using the software. Cherry on the cake, as we say in French. There must be a translation somewhere. A cherry on top. Oh, thank you. You don't need to be a black belt in development to be able to use that. The scripts are written in simple English. Just English describing the interaction with the screens. Good news, or even better news. It's not for Etna, it's not for TypeScript, it's not for the new world of X3. It's for the existing one now. It's compatible with our old tech stack. Enough talk? Let's go to the demo. Rob.